thought I was your best friend. Yorkie, you're my second best friend. First place is reserved for the Fuhrer. He, and only he, can have the spot. So unless you're Hitler hiding in a fat little boy's body, I'd be happy with second place. I'm just a kid in a fat kid's body. Case closed.
I love Jojo Rabbit.
I thought of this.
Okay, that's why I don't know it.
I thought of this last night. I was like, that's a funny quote. Why haven't I done Jojo Rabbit?
In like the past few months, I saw an article where people were like, this is offensive. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. It's a parody. And two,
It's offensive to who, though?
I think it's just one of those things. Where
It's offensive to Hitler.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know.
But it is hilarious. And it's you feel every single emotion in that,
You do.
in that movie.
It is the funniest sad movie, is what I've awarded it.
Yes.
In my mind, is like, it is so funny, but yet so sad. And
Yeah.
and Taika as Hitler is just the best.
And didn't he say like he's what kind?
I forget what he is.
Jewish.
He's Jewish, but also he's like whatever native to New Zealand he is called.
Yeah.
Like an indigenous to New Zealand. One of them.
He's a
I don't know.
Jewish Kiwi?
Something like that. Anyway,
I don't know.
no better way to give Hitler the finger than being played by a Jewish Kiwi.
That is an interesting demographic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's just a general term. I'm just totally.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I think he's something that I don't think is very commonly heard about. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Utterly Useless Podcast, where everything we have said so far to this point is useless.
Wait a second. Give me a second here. Yep. Checks out.
Yep. even a resident a doctor or medical professional. A little useless.
In my useless profession. Well, opinion.
Useless profession. I like also the useless opinion. In my useless opinion.
So what you're telling me is 9 out of 10 doctors, 9 out of 10 spies, and what was the other thing?
I forget.
But 9 out of 10 that, like, all agree that this is utterly useless. So that's 27. That's 27 out of 10.
Yeah.
That adds up. Anyways, to my right here is Brett Williams. In front of me is Taylor Beams, and I am with you always, Jeremy Williams. That just turned like...
If you guys had a rapper name, what would it be?
J-Dog? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you'd get sued by J-Dog.
Yeah. J-Double Dog? How about that? I don't know. Brett would be...
You do like double dogs.
Big B, little C, Will. I don't know. I can't. I'm bad at rapper names.
I'd just be Fatty. Hey, look, there's Fatty.
Hey, what's that on the... You can't park your car on the diving board. Oh, it's not a car. It's just a fat kid. Oh, by the way, I looked it up. He's Polynesian Jewish. That's what he considers himself. Taika Waititi.
Oh.
So, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Anyways, welcome to Utterly Useless Podcast. We are going to get our merit badges. And I'm excited to share this one because I forgot to share it last week because I know that this one will receive some attention from my co-host here.
Your streak of duds is ending?
My streak of duds?
Because I feel like for the past few weeks,
oh yes,
you've been like, I don't really have anything.
But
then again, that's just how I am too.
My life would be much more entertaining for the listeners as if I left my house very often, which in this case I did.
Ooh.
I was late into turning my papers into this merit badge, so that's why I'm getting it this week instead of last week. I am getting the dumpster diving merit badge again in my life.
Okay.
Have you already earned this on?
Well, he hasn't earned it on the podcast, but he's earned it in life.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think Brett told the story on the podcast before where I ate cookies out of the garbage can. Anyway, so this story, I mean, I think this is
Maybe you
appropriate.
are homeless.
I identify as homeless, but I live in a house.
He is an unhomeless man, or he is a homeless man inhabiting an unhomeless man's body.
Hey,
That
There-
also checks out.
there was a book I was listening to last night where the guy who gets food out of the garbage, he says, "I'm freegan. I eat free food." So anyway, this isn't freegan though. This is so I was drinking a hot chocolate while I was in Boston and all of a sudden my hot chocolate disappeared and I could not find it. And then somebody threw it in the garbage can and I got it out and I finished it. But it was like one of those garbage cans that you have in an office, and there was pretty much nothing in it.
The one that's filled with diarrhea.
No, it's like one of those.
Is it hot chocolate or diarrhea?
Hot cha cha cha. We won't know. But it was just placed on top, and it was just sitting there, not touching anything. And so I just took it out and drank it. And my coworker was like, "Did you just pull that out of the garbage?" I'm like, "It was mine. Somebody threw it away."
See, how I mentally pictured that is Jeremy literally holding a cup of hot chocolate, and then he turns his head, and then suddenly it's not in his hand anymore. He's like, "Where did it go?"
No, I put it down, and then it was really funny. And another side story to that. So, I mean, I just think the janitors are really fast at this hotel that we were at, because this one lady asked us, me and my coworkers, to watch her coffee while she went to the restroom. She went to the restroom, and she had been gone less than 10 seconds, and this janitor already like walked by and grabbed it without even us. We were like, "Oh, it's in the garbage."
So what you're telling me is the custodial crew at this hotel is just as efficient as the people on Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where they're bring out your
Yeah,
dead.
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, they were quick, and then we're like, she came out of the restroom like, "We're sorry, we tried."
We said and it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a noise.
Yeah.
Obviously, he should have stopped.
And he just kept on rolling on. So anyway, that's my merit badge. So I assume it's just an image of me rifling through the garbage.
Nice. My merit badge. Guys, I took the first footage of Bigfoot.
I saw this.
With or without a watch.
Probably without.
Without a watch.
And the good news is he was fully clothed.
Yeah, this Bigfoot was clothed.
No, I think what you saw was the Phoenix Suns mascot. It's a gorilla.
Ooh. Yeah.
Maybe that's what Sasquatch or Bigfoot is doing.
He's just
he's
a
a
mascot.
mascot.
He's a mascot that travels around the world and he puts on the Sun's costume.
hides in plain
Actually, I
sight.
take that back, because in the 90s, before they no longer existed, Sasquatch was the Seattle Supersonics mascot.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
So he just got a different job.
he was unemployed, and he was like,
So I was in my basement and I happened to set up my phone camera and it was just recording and a Bigfoot went right across it.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got in your house. You don't
I
lock your
know.
doors.
I don't.
Or either that or he's like an expert locksmith.
I'll be sending this footage to Criddle to put up on our social media.
So does unlike the last one where it totally happened and it was a dream, this actually happened?
Yeah, I saw the
yeah,
footage.
he saw the footage. I kind of want to show you the footage right now.
So just a second, before I see the footage, is it just your neighbor, but he's just a very hairy man?
I don't know. You tell me.
He started laughing at it.
Okay, wait. I gotta get back here. Okay, press play.
Okay. Wow.
The real life.
A very
Bigfoot.
unhairy man with wearing your shirt.
It's you.
Yeah.
You're a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Are you,
So
are you coming out of the closet as Bigfoot?
Yes, I am. No, so Jared posted a picture, or someone had posted a picture on our like family group me, and Jared's like, "That's Bigfoot," and then I just filmed myself down in my basement being Bigfoot, and then I sent it, and it was funny.
That is good.
So
Good times. Good times.
yeah,
What does your merit badge look like? Bigfoot? Or is it just a foot?
That is big.
That's big.
I think it's just a shoe.
A shoe. A
Because this
shoe.
Bigfoot was wearing a shoe.
Oh, there you go. What size does he wear?
9.5.
Oh,
So
that's
not
not
very
big.
No.
Not very big.
It's a misconception.
Yeah.
Common misconception.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my merit badge is is a complete lie. Unlike Jeremy, I actually did not. I turned it in on time,
Oh.
but I forged everything.
Oh, you're a liar.
I'm a liar because my merit badge is I accidentally sent somebody the wrong text. I've never done that before in my entire life.
Really?
I've claimed that twice in my life. It was an accident. I don't know how people can accidentally text. I've never accidentally mistexted anybody ever. And so one of my students was asking, like, when are we going to have extra recess? And I'm like, oh, okay, just 1 second. So I text myself and I'm like, I'll just wait for the other teacher to get back to me. Obviously, they're never going to get back to me because I texted myself. And the kids are just like, what did he say? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't heard back from him. Because I was like, we had so much extra recess this week. I'm just like, no, we're staying inside. And so the kids are just like, and so they go ask the other teacher at the end of the day, hey, you never sent him the text. Did you accidentally not hit send? And I go, oh, no, I actually sent a text to my mom, not the teacher. And I'm sitting there going in the back of my mind, that's a lie. But yeah, so mine is a complete lie. I forged everything. It is the accidental text merit badge.
I can't believe you've never accidentally done it.
No, the only other time I've accidentally quotation fingers, I was dating this one girl that you may know. You know her brother very well.
Okay.
And it was one of those things where I'm like, I want to go out on another date with her. And so I had a text getting ready to send to Tyler Nichols, and then I copied it and sent it to her instead. And then I sent that text to Tyler Nichols, and she goes, "Oh, what's this about Lord of the Rings?" And I'm just like, "Oh, hey, sorry, that was a wrong text. Anyway, do you want to go out?"
Nice.
Nice. That's funny. Yeah. I do it all the time, but that's because I'm always texting either on my phone or my computer, and then I'm going back and forth sometimes so fast that I forget to switch.
Yeah.
And I already have the train of thought of, I am going to text this person.
Spin the wheel.
Spinning the wheel today. We have 10 categories of questions, which we're going to ask one another to see what we can do or will do or what we know. Or, stuff, things. Okay, I'm first. Ha! And I get, could you do it? Okay. We've all seen the movie The Great Outdoors, right?
Yes.
No.
You haven't seen The Great Outdoors with
No.
John Candy?
He had a deprived childhood. People had to explain to him, this is a TV, it's not a magic box, for the longest time.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. So in that movie, there is a large steak. I want to say it's like...
Yeah, what is it? The old 76er or something like that?
Yeah, it's like 76-ounce steak, and you have to eat everything. And so to get the entire meal for free for everybody at the table, he has to eat all of it, even the grizzle. Could you do it?
Yes.
No, that'd be disgusting.
You could eat 76 ounces of steak?
Basically, it's the size of a large plate.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah? Okay. We got a 76-ounce steak right now coming down the stairs. Just kidding.
Wow, that was raw. Congratulations.
I like it rare.
I like
All
it when
right.
it bleeds.
So we'll have to see one day if you can actually do it. We're just going to have to try.
I think with a little bit of training, I could do it.
How do you train for that?
You eat lots of food. I'd have to eat steak.
He starts
Lots of
like
steak.
working on okay, so I'm up to 40 ounces of steak.
I went up to 50 and then I threw up a little bit. So I'm going to go back down to 48 maybe.
See, I feel like I could.
What's your personal best?
Maybe one of these days I want to go to like one of the Brazilian steakhouses and bring like a scale
Oh,
and just have them like put in all the meat because I always eat a ton when I
well,
go
you should
there.
weigh yourself before you go in, and then weigh yourself as you leave.
Nah, I think I like to pre-weigh my food.
Just bring in one of those cooking scales, and every time you just put it on your plate. Boop.
Yep, and
Okay.
then add it all up and see how much I can really. Because usually when I leave those, I can't move and I just want to sleep.
One time I went to those, they were being paid for by a client, and so we ate a lot of food and not just like we ate a lot of stuff off the menu too, because it was on somebody else's dime. It was the funniest thing because my belly was like, I'm full, and I went past that. And then eventually I got to this point where my head said, click, you're full, stop eating. And I was like, what is this feeling? My head just told me I don't want to eat anymore. And I'm like, I am so confused. I can't explain it, but it was just like literally just this little switch that flipped.
I think is it the switch that if you take one more bite you're gonna throw up?
No, it had nothing to do with sickness whatsoever. It was just like, I don't want to eat anymore for some reason. That's the only time I've ever had that in my life.
I'll let you know if it ever happens to me.
Yeah, you let me know.
Just kidding. I know what you're talking about.
All right, Taylor, you have.
Of course,
Lick
I have
off.
lick off. I always get the lick off.
You do. Because you know what? For the first 5 episodes of this show, you won lick off all the time. So I was like, hey, he likes to lick everything. Give somebody else a try.
Okay, you guys are going to lick. We'll say it's about this long.
So about a foot.
And it is raw chicken.
Oh.
Yeah, I could do it. $100.
Are you going to, can we put anything on it prior to?
No. Comes right out of the package, chicken breast, just.
Brett, you win $100.
Cool.
Sorry.
I don't care.
No.
Easy 100.
That's not gross at all.
Oh, that is so gross to me.
It is gross to me.
It is so gross to me.
I don't know why. Is it weird that I would do it with beef?
I think I would do it with beef too.
Probably
but
because
Preferably steak.
because chicken breast kind of is a little bit more slimy and gelatinous.
I hate handling raw chicken. I can't do it.
I don't like handling any raw meat, to be honest.
I can do like beef and stuff like that just because it's a little bit. It's not the slimy and.
I like though that these days that it's deemed appropriate to wear gloves on cooking shows when handling meat. So now I do it because I'm like, oh, I'm a chef, except I'm not. I just don't want to touch it. All right, Brett. If I could deactivate that. Okay, you have. Could you fight it?
All right. So I'm going to reference a show that perhaps Taylor has seen. So
I haven't seen anything.
So you have been shrunken down to the size of an ant.
I have seen this movie.
Okay. Could you fight the ant in Honey, I Shrunk the Kid?
I don't think I could. By myself, right?
Yeah.
Because it took several of those kids to fight the ant off.
Yeah.
And then they became friends.
Yeah. And then it died.
I think the ant would eat me, to be honest. It would little pinchers would just cut me right in half.
Ooh.
And I'd be like, it's just a flesh wound.
But think about some of the makeshift weapons that they came up with.
Yeah, but
real
they
quickly.
well, am I going to fight? I was just assuming I fight in the grass like they do. And they
Yeah.
just have access to whatever they find, which their yard was riddled with garbage.
Yeah.
My yard is not so much. So I would be finding.
But you know what's funny
Grass.
is there's lots of garbage in it, but when what's his name is in the thing going around.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing.
That's true. He doesn't see any of the Legos.
I just
He should have had a pile of stuff. He was like, well, I'll pull this Lego out, pull this, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to fight it.
I mean, because I think ultimately, if I remember right, because I haven't seen this movie for probably 2 decades.
How did they get into the grass?
They got thrown away.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
yes.
That whole movie, it's been so long. But don't they have a torch or something that they fight off the ant with?
I remember they use bits of the cookie to do certain things.
Oh,
I do. It feels as though they have some sort of stick or something like that. I can't remember if they.
But also they fought off later with
On
the
a stick.
help of the ant. They fought off a scorpion.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to determine which fight I'm thinking of. But either way, I would die and lose.
Okay.
A scorpion. I'm thinking that this is kind of riddled with because scorpions, they're in hotter places, right? In like Arizona, they don't really have grass. Like
But this is in Southern California,
it's
I
in Southern
believe. And
California.
Yeah.
Brett, you live there.
Yeah.
Was there
there's
scorpions?
Yeah. You'd
Oh.
get a nest of scorpions and certain things. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, I didn't know. All right, back to me. Would you rather?
I'd rather have a beer.
Than what? Than anything?
Then not have one.
Ain't that the
It's
two?
from Billy Madison.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
talking about the milk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Would you like to share some of this milk with me? I'd rather have a beer. Forgot about that. Would you rather remove all salty snacks from your diet or remove all sweet snacks from your diet?
Sweet.
I will remove all sweet snacks.
Really?
Yeah.
I am like I'm torn, but I think I'd rather remove salty. Because I'm just not the biggest. I mean, I like salty stuff. I just don't like chips. If I could eliminate chips from my life, that's
You
the
don't
most.
like chips and salsa?
I like chips and salsa. That's the one chips that I'm like really into.
Oh, I love chips.
But like when it comes to like Doritos and
Spicy Doritos.
Lay's,
Mm.
like I do appreciate them,
Lay's.
but they're just not my go-tos ever.
So have you, from the last podcast, have you taken and tried the hot Cheetos Mountain Dew?
No. Our brother-in-law that says he has a can
have.
for me, but yeah, he has. Taylor has.
It's the weirdest drink of all time. It feels, I don't know. It is just weird.
But yeah,
Not my favorite though.
I mean, I'm surprised with you guys. Like, even yesterday when I posted like which one of these would you remove from your diet, that you'd remove chocolate because you like Reese's Buttercups and Milky Ways, and you like Reese's Buttercups, Brett.
What were the options? Because I didn't see it.
Oh, I sent it to their family. Let me
Oh.
show you though. Let me just
I see where I lie. Gotcha.
let me pull it up here. So there's like 9 options,
Uh-huh.
and you have to remove 2 permanently from your life.
Okay.
And so, and Brett, I think this will be easier for you. So pizza, ice cream, French fries, cookies, chips, cake, chocolate, cheeseburger, or soda. Which of those could you remove 2 for the rest of your life from? And I imagine, I'm going to guess for you, Brett.
Okay.
I'm assuming, well, I know right now you're not drinking soda, but I don't know if you want to remove it permanently. I don't know, possibly. But also, you're not the biggest fan of pizza. And I also don't think you really care for cake.
You're not the biggest fan of pizza. We can't be friends.
No, I had it. Some members gave it to us for almost 3 weeks straight. The first week, it was just like, this is the most amazing thing ever. A week full of pizza. And then the next week happened because we kept on getting lots of things canceled on us. And so we got a second week of pizza. And it's just like, wow, who could ever get tired of this? By the third week of pizza, I'm like done with pizza. And so I've never like looked at a piece of pizza the same ever since.
So I'm going to say, would it be pizza and cake or pizza or soda? That's what I'm thinking.
I would go soda and cake.
Oh, soda and cake. Okay.
Uh-huh. I mean, the funny thing is I'm looking at that. I'm like, well, I could easily walk away if I only had to choose 2 that I could eat forever. What would it be? It would be fries and chocolate.
The ones that you eat forever?
Yeah, I would walk away from.
You don't, I thought you liked cookies too.
I do, but you know what? I like me some good dark chocolate.
Pizza and burgers is what I would pick.
If you're going to only have that for the rest of your life,
Oh, no. Or pizza and soda. No, pizza and burgers.
I would have soda and burgers. That'd be the best. But I'd remove easily cake because I don't care for cake, and chips.
Now, if you replaced cake with brownies, it would be brownies.
Oh, yeah. If they put, brownies instead of cake, that'd be really hard for me to pick on this.
Wouldn't brownies technically be a type of cake?
I don't know.
See, I think because brownies is more dense, it's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
Now I want a box of the Betty Crocker brownies. 'Cause
Oh,
those are the
yum.
best.
They are.
You just turned it off.
Yep, I did. Turning it back on. It is Taylor's turn. What would you have done?
Okay. What's the movie where like everyone's getting hunted by a bear?
I don't know this movie.
There's a movie out there.
like
I
the
think,
bears
like-
just hunting them down.
Yeah. I feel like okay, so I guess it just boils down to
Sharknado, except
Bear.
Bearnado.
Barricane.
Yeah.
Bearquake.
You guys are in a forest. You're kind of lost and you're being hunted by a bear. What would you have done?
I mean, obviously can't climb a tree because they can too. But do I have a head start, right? Like, or whatever. I have,
Yeah.
like, I'm not
You-
constantly just running.
You know that the bear is there because he killed one of your peoples
Gotcha. I would do,
or multiple peoples.
I would, are we talking about like a Utah kind of forest? Just curious. Just trying to figure out what I'm working with.
Yeah, a thick, dense Utah forest, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I would just try to find somewhere to hide, and that's it. Like I would either try and dig a hole and cover myself up with dirt or something,
So Jer's dead. What about you?
or I would do what's his name does as best I could from Hunger Games, PETA. I would just try and blend myself in, and he's like, "I see you. You're really bad at this."
And it's just him smeared in a little bit of like mud and a few leaves on him.
in very strategic locations.
He's like next.
Peter was much better at this. He was a baker and a cake decorator. He's like, I got nothing.
He's like, I'm blending.
He's like up against a tree.
Oh no, my blender's broken.
So what I would do is as I was running, I would like basically like take off my shirt, like douse, put as much sweat on it as possible, throw it on like a bush, hoping that it will distract it for a while, keep on running, like, slowly start peeling off some layers. Hopefully that, if it is like the Utah forest, I could find like some sort of river or whatever, go up the river a little ways, and then kind of like what they did in what the professor did in where he got coated himself with dirt or whatever, and then jumped like a couple feet into a tree so that your
The
initial
professor on Money Heist.
yeah, so your scent wasn't around the base of the tree. You could possibly just go up there. That's what I would try to do.
It'd be hard to climb a tree naked though.
You know what?
So this is how
it's better than the alternative.
I see him finally like coming to a road and there's like some busy gas station and he walks in buck naked. You guys would not believe the day I've had.
Old Besh is after you, isn't she? Oh, they
Oh.
always come in here.
It's like,
You're the third this week.
She's a hungry little girl.
Yeah.
But we're in cahoots with her, so now we're gonna trap you.
So now this
Oh,
is like
man,
the
you're-
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, pretty much.
The
man,
Texas Bear Massacre or the
you
Utah Bear Massacre.
find out it's a group that worships the bear.
yeah, a bear cult or something.
I'd definitely be the leader of that cult because I love bears.
He give it a big hug. And it's like,
So wait, just out of
Come here,
curiosity,
Bessie. Me.
would this bear look anything like the Sasquatch that we saw earlier?
It's very possible that it does not look like that.
Okay, because if it does look like that, I think I'd go for my first defense is a foot to the groin.
So I just had this random train of thought. So it was, have they ever made a Sasquatch movie? And I was like, if they have, it's probably been a B movie. And then I was like, can you make a Sasquatch or Bigfoot movie without it being a B movie? Is that possible?
I don't think it's possible. I almost like besides Jaws, it's not possible to make a good shark movie if it's a B movie. I mean, what was it? When
Megalodon was
yeah,
a shark movie.
I didn't.
What about if they did it like the Blair Witch Project kind of like thing where
I'm so scared.
and it's about
But
Sasquatch.
then for the most part, you'd actually never see Sasquatch. He would just murder you at the very end of the movie, and there'd be some
It's
bozo just staring in the corner for a while, like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
They call it like the Blair Sasquatch movie, and it's just them camping and leaving because he's never there.
But yeah, that was my train of thought.
We spent a week inside the most Sasquatchy place ever. And we came out a week later with no footage to show.
One of my students the other day had he was in trouble or whatever because he's just not behaving well, and as I was getting ready to kind of like chew him out a little bit, I look at his shirt, and his shirt is the Loch Ness Monster being ridden by Sasquatch, and I couldn't be mad at him anymore.
That's funny.
That's awesome. I want that shirt now.
All right, Brett, you get to finish this out
All right.
with random question.
All right. So here is just a random question. Chippendales Rescue Rangers or DuckTales?
DuckTales. Ooh. That I would choose Rescue Rangers. I did recently watch both of those. So the cartoons back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I do like DuckTales. I forgot all kind of the premise of it. I mean, I knew the main thing, but I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all these side characters that are in here, like the pilot.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Launchpad McQuack.
Yep.
That's really hard. I think DuckTales, but just by a hair.
Yeah, I'm just curious if we threw in Darkwing Duck into the mix, would that shake anybody's up?
Oh yeah, because I love Chippendales Rescue Rangers, but I like DuckTales more. But if you threw Darkwing Duck in the whole thing, I'm all for Darkwing Duck because I love the randomness that he says as he's coming out of the gas cloud.
I agree. I like Darkwing Duck.
There was this guy that I knew. He kind of always talked like a stoner-ish kind of talk, and
Hey, man.
went over to his house one time, and he was with his daughter. He was like, "Guys, pretty sure that Darkwing Duck is the greatest TV show of all time." And I was like, "Whoa, all time? Like you can say greatest cartoon or greatest kids show, but all time? I don't know about that."
I thought he was going to go into like a big conspiracy on how
Darkwing Duck
is real, man. I saw it back in 92. I was at Woodstock.
Do you know what they need to do? Brett, have you seen the movie Out Cold?
A long time ago, yeah.
They need to do a movie about the guy who is like, did I tell you the time that I invaded snowboarding?
I invaded snowboarding?
No, invented snowboarding. The year was 1976. And I forgot what else he said.
That guy is, I think, an underrated comedian.
Yeah.
Like, I love him on Anchorman. He on that show is a good. I feel as though there's at some points in times in the 90s he would play a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about this. What would happen if you pulled out Randy Quaid and put him as the father in Not Another Teen Movie?
That'd be hilarious. If you took out pretty much Randy Quaid out of any movie and put him in, it would probably work. Like Independence Day probably still could work just fine.
Never saw it, so.
Anyway, I think, and the funny thing is that actor he's not afraid to do anything. He's in tons of B movies. He's in tons of TV shows, and he's obviously in popular movies. So
Out Cold. Now I just want to watch it because it is so funny.
I like the part where he's like, take what is it? This with the drug test. What is it? It's like, we need a sample. That means go potty in the cup. I know how to do it. Okay.
Oh yeah. He was also in the greatest movie of all time, Dirty Work.
Yeah, that's right. He's the
used car salesman.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Let's move on.
Quizzel Me This.
Alrighty. So Quizzel Me This. This week we are going to do some trivia quiz from the 80s and 90s. Also,
and I think we've established that if it was like pre-2000, I'm an idiot. So Congrats on winning.
You know what we should do? We should do turn of the century, like 1900s.
Do they have trivia like that? What?
Trivial Pursuit 1900s. What parlor game did Biden play when he was a little lad?
When he was still 30.
What disease do people these days die most of?
Yellow fever.
Anywho, so I'm just gonna ask these questions. We might as well call it Ready Player One trivia because I don't know, that had a lot of 80s.
That's
and
true.
The movie had
That's
a lot of
true.
90s.
I like that. Ready Player One trivia.
And
And so the categories are movies.
Hey, look, it has a card.
It does. It has a card.
Unlike the other one.
Movies, music, TV, sports, pop culture. And like always, we're gonna start at the top and work our way down and then go back up.
I'll go first because I need a head start.
Yeah.
And then we can always steal from each other.
Okay.
Okay. And stealing is
This is caring.
I'm
Is-
totally gonna get the floor wiped with me here.
all right. I feel good about this one for you, Taylor. Feel good.
Yeah.
What is the name of Anthony Hopkins' character in Silence of the Lambs?
Hannibal No, not Hannibal Lecter. Is it?
I don't know. Is
yeah,
it?
I'm gonna say Hannibal Lecter or whatever it is.
That
Uh,
is correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on. Let me take off my shirt. Just kidding.
Yeah,
That
is
is-
correct.
Okay, Brett.
I'm going to be stuck on the music forever
What music?
because I don't know.
Oh, the music
bands.
section. Gotcha.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You've actually strangely been really good at like the music on some of the episodes where you're like, I think it's this, and it turned out to be right. So
Yeah.
you may surprise yourself.
Most of the time, yeah. It's just a shot in the dark. I would never get high. I could easily, like, I feel bad for Jeremy because he applied for, I think he told me multiple times in the early 2000s for jobs at Blockbuster, and he
Mhm.
just kept on getting rejected. I feel as though I could just like walk in and be like, hey, I don't know what what did they ask you out of curiosity?
So the one question that they asked me was sales stuff related.
Oh,
And I didn't understand it because I was like 15 or so at the time. So I didn't understand the concept of selling of stuff. So they literally handed me a pen in the interview, and it was that one girl that interviewed at me.
yeah.
And she said,
That one girl.
yeah, it's like she knew me by name. Well, she knew me as person that wouldn't wear shoes into Blockbusters because that's what I did. That was my thing. I don't know why. I just was never wearing shoes back then. So she handed me a pen, says, try and sell me this pen. I was like, okay, would you like a pen? I was like, what do you mean sell me this pen? I was like, I don't understand. And now as much older, I get the concept of what she was trying to go for. So
Yeah, okay.
so
okay.
that's where I bombed the interview. And I was like, man, like still looking back at Blockbuster, is like nobody sold anything in Blockbuster.
No, they didn't. They just sat behind the counter. Do you need any help?
Yeah. It was the dumbest. Like, if anything, it should have been a movie. Like, what movies do you recommend for a person that
Yes.
likes this? Like, that is a skill that somebody should have.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why
See-
Blockbuster went under.
See, I want Blockbuster to come back and like all the streaming services to go away because I still want that job. That just sounds like the best job.
It was fun. I was in a video department at a grocery store, and I loved that because people would literally just like, what should I rent? And I'm like, well, what do you like? And so I would recommend like some like these like really like obscure titles, and they're just like, I've never heard of that before. I don't think I should. I'll just rent this one because you have lots of copies. I'm like, I don't think you should. You're not gonna like it. And then they come back later, and they're just like, yeah, that movie was horrible. I go, I told you. I go, how about this? One of the movies that I would keep on pushing on people was The Patriot. And they're like, I don't know. You only have 4 copies of it. It must not be that popular. I go, it's amazing. I don't know. I'm going to rent this movie right here that you have 27 copies of. It's just like, no, do you realize our sales rep is a moron? She buys the good deals. She doesn't buy the good movies. And it's like, no, I'm going to rent this B movie, Charlie Sheen movie, because you have 27 copies of it. I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
And that's how you sell a movie, Jeremy.
I'm just curious. I don't think I've ever asked this, Brett. Did you have a staff pick section?
I always wanted a staff pick section, but we weren't allowed to.
That's dumb. That would have been like the best part about working it is like having your pick out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brett. This one has a brownie point follow-up question.
Ooh.
You don't get anything other than
The satisfaction of getting it right?
Yep.
Okay.
okay. True or false? In Saving Private Ryan, Tom Hanks played Private Ryan.
False.
Who played Private Ryan?
Matt Damon.
Yep, that is correct. So, you guys are both tied. Okay, Taylor. This is music.
Great. Okay.
Which blah 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 blah. Just kidding.
It's
Oh, it's Schmeh.
Shmeh. Which artist had hits like Too Legit to Quit and You Can't Touch This?
MC Hammer.
Wow, I know that question.
If it would have stopped after Too Legit to Quit, I would have been like, I have no idea.
I didn't know that until
the instant
that
I
second
heard
one.
that, I was like, I would have
You knew that song?
I would have gotten it wrong. I've heard it, but I don't think I would have been able to place it until you said "Can't Touch This." I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I had hammer pants as a kid.
Yes, you did.
I loved them. Okay, Brett.
Yes.
What
What
seemed like they'd be comfy.
they were?
Nice.
What British girl band invaded America in the 90s with "Wannabe" and "To Become One"? I don't know that last song, "To Become One."
I'm gonna guess because I don't know my girl bands or bands. The only I guess invaded is Spice Girls.
That is correct. Brett's got 2 points on the board. Brett's got sorry. Yeah, we get rid of that. All right. All right. Brett's got 2 points on the board, and Taylor's got 2 points on the board.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, Taylor. This is TV. What spooky, how do you say this? Anthology? That's right. For kids, recounts ghost stories told by the younger members of the Midnight Society.
Oh,
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Why? I am not afraid of the dark, but that is correct.
Yes.
Except I kind of sometimes am because of that movie that I'm still trying to get you to watch.
I heard,
No, I'm not watching what? Lights Out?
Yeah.
I heard a fact that the magic dust is powdered milk that makes the
Oh, really?
yeah
That's cool.
yeah
The one that I throw on the fire.
uh-huh.
But you know who is afraid of the dark? Canadians.
Don't turn the lights out.
It's not that who doesn't who likes being in the dark? I mean, honestly.
Oh yeah, that was from. I'm like, where did you get that from? now it's
How
all
I Met
coming
Your Mother,
together.
Robin
Yep,
Shabowski, and all
yep,
that.
yep.
Okay, Brett, your
Okay.
TV turn.
All right.
What was Buffy the Vampire Slayer's last name?
Slayer.
It's right there.
I don't know. Olsen. I have no idea.
Taylor, do you want to try and steal it?
It's obviously Slayer, so I don't know it either.
It's Summers.
Oh, Buffy Summers. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all. All right, Taylor, you're on to sports.
Sports.
What Canadian sprinter captured gold in the 100-meter dash in the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta?
Wait a second. Let's go back to a previous episode.
Rewind.
They're probably married to that one chick that did something on the British team on the Olympics in like 2004 or something like that.
Well,
That's
yeah.
the person.
Yep.
It's the great grandmother of Who Cares?
Donovan Bailey. And I just said that out because I didn't think Brett had a chance
No.
either.
Then since you said which Canadian, I'm like, I don't.
Unless it's Wayne Gretzky, right?
Steve Nash.
Yep, that's yeah.
All right, Brett. Okay, I think you got this.
Okay.
What animated show featured Angelica Pickles screaming, "You stupid babies"?
Rugrats.
That is correct.
Probably one of the better Nicktoons. I think Doug was good until Rocco's Modern Life came around, and Rocco's Modern Life was just so weird.
It was weird.
I loved it.
Okay, Taylor. Which football conference was stronger in the 90s, the NFC or the AFC?
The NFC.
That is correct.
I like 50-50.
Yeah, I had to think of where the Cowboys
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, that's literally all I thought. I was like, I wonder which side, because I don't know.
Cowboys and Niners.
All right, so now we're back on to Taylor. Taylor, we got pop culture. No, we just ended Taylor. It's
Yeah.
Brett's turn. Jeez, Taylor, stop trying to cheat me.
Okay.
Okay, Brett. Who lit the Olympic torch in Atlanta to start the 1996 Summer Olympics? Was it Muhammad Ali, Michael Johnson, or Carl Lewis?
I'm going to go with Carl Lewis.
That is incorrect.
Oh, man.
But because that's a multiple choice, I'm not going to allow that to be taken. Sorry, Taylor.
Who was it?
It was Muhammad Ali.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Taylor.
What?
Giving me that look.
I still had a 33% chance.
No, you had a 50% chance.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't really paying attention during that question.
Just like true or false is I'm not going to let anybody steal that.
True or false? Okay, but what about the third option?
The or.
The maybe?
Maybe. Okay, Taylor. This is your pop culture. What inexpensive type of cocaine first became available in the 80s? I didn't read the question beforehand, so I was just as shocked as you guys.
Well, it's a good thing I know my cocaine. I just got. I don't know why, but that got like really dark. It's like, what British man invaded America? What cocaine?
Well, I like it because he read it as if you were the professional.
Oh my gosh, that's so bizarre. Okay,
Can you repeat the question?
I'll try.
Okay. First off, you know this. So-
Taylor, you know this. You're an expert. What inexpensive type of cocaine first became available in the 80s? Sorry, I'm away from the mic because I'm just trying not to kill it.
I don't know. Heroin? Yeah, I'll say heroin. I have no clue.
That is incorrect.
Speed?
Brett, do you want to take a stab at this? Our resident.
Our resident cocaine expert.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember in the 80s there was something called like ice or something like that. So I'm just going to say ice.
That is also incorrect. It is crack.
Oh,
I didn't even know that's a type of cocaine.
Yeah.
I just, whenever I just associate that with a profession because of Norm Macdonald.
Oh, that was a good laugh. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Okay. Brett, we left you off with sports.
Yep.
So
What meth dealer was that?
ran track for the Canadian?
Ricky Henderson.
Okay. What country won the gold medal in men's hockey at the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer? Is that a place?
Uh-huh.
Oh, is it Canada, Sweden, or Russia?
Would you repeat that again?
What country won the gold medal in men's hockey at the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer? Was it Canada, Sweden, or Russia?
I'm going to go with Sweden.
That is correct. Look at you.
Yeah.
I would have guessed Russia or Canada.
The Speeds?
Okay. We're going to ask Taylor another pop culture question.
Ooh, what drug am I going to get this time?
All right. What was the first home computer to use a graphical user interface, or a GUI? There's no way I could have pulled this out.
Is it? It's a Macintosh. No, I don't know. What kind of crap question is this?
Well, is it this or crack?
So is it like one of those like models like the MD9273?
Kind of.
Yeah, I wouldn't get it. So
It's called a Lisa,
Oh,
and it's released by Apple in 1983.
interesting.
I'd say Mac. So technically I was right. I get the point.
Nope, you need a Lisa.
You shut up. You shut up.
Stop yelling at me.
I think we're just going to go down.
Okay. Yeah, I probably should just go down. All right, you got your Sweden question right, Brett. So now
Yep.
you get pop culture. Who was the first female leader of a Western country?
Margaret Thatcher. I don't know.
That is correct.
Wow.
Well, if we just went down, then Brett won.
Okay.
Brett wins.
From all of the crowds.
All those
That we have.
those crack users.
All right. So I guess we have Taylor's segment.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a new segment that we're trying out today. It is called Did Ranker Get It Right? And so we'll read off, we'll give like the top, maybe top 10. We'll do top 10. But the category is people and teachers share their most creative stories of cheating in school. So the number one time one of my buddies stole the final out of the teacher's desk when she wasn't looking. We took the test home and used the textbook to get all the answers. Since it was multiple choice, I decided to make a coded keychain with colored beads on it. The keychain was 50 beads long and was color coded to reflect the correct answers in chronological order. For instance, red equals A, blue equals B, yellow equals C, and green equals D. I attached it to my car keys and just left the keys on top of my desk as I took the test. The best part was my teacher complimented me on my keychain as she handed out the tests. I told her my little sister made it for me as a good luck token for the finals. I don't have a sister. So
That's funny.
So is that number one?
That's the number one voted.
Okay.
Okay, so number 2 is doctor's orders. During high school in the mid-90s, I was part of the school newspaper. As one of the editors, I got to use the early versions of Photoshop. We started with 3, then upgraded to 4 by the time I was a senior, and I taught myself how to use it for random stuff. I had a friend who was a notorious cheat. He never not cheated, which was me. He got the brilliant idea to use Photoshop. We got the brilliant idea to Photoshop answers and crap to make it look like the text on a Dr. Pepper's bottle's label, nutritional info, fine print, etc., was replaced with random cheat info. I spent a week harnessing my Photoshop powers to put all this together for him and spent a week figuring out how to laminate paper to make it look almost identical to the label on the bottle. He aced it pretty good, and on the day of the test, nobody had the slightest idea that all the info was printed on the Dr. Pepper bottle.
That's funny.
Okay. Ooh, these are long-winded. Okay, in my high school chemistry class, my group of buddies and I were failing the entire semester. On top of that, I'm fairly certain the teacher lived in the woods from how she smelled. Random stuff. And she looked like a burned out Mrs. Frizzle with brown hair. Anyway, she was never absent at all. The one day we had a substitute, they put some boring movie on, which half the class, even the substitute teacher, fell asleep to. I got curious and poked around the teacher's spare desk. As I opened the drawers, I peeked through files. Lo and behold, I came upon the folder that was titled Final Exam Answer Key. I couldn't believe my luck. I knew right then I was just meant to be that I would cheat and manage to pass the class. So here's what I did. For the final exam, we were allowed a pencil, a Scantron sheet, and a laminated copy of the periodic table of elements. We took the answer key and copied it onto the periodic table. And the best and funniest part of the whole thing was the teacher read aloud our scores to the class, and we all had much better grades than the bright kids in the class. I saw the teacher years later at the store and told her about it, and she leaned in to me grinning and said, I honestly don't give up. Please. Okay, we'll just do the top 5. Okay, in college, I blew off all my homework for math class and only took the test. Going into the final, I saw my current grade and I knew I was going to fail. After the final, I went to the teacher and asked why my grade was so low. Obviously, I knew why. He pointed out that I was missing 80% of the homework. There was a 2-step process to submitting work. First, you upload your homework online, then you submit it to the teacher. I proceeded to double down and say that I had uploaded all the work but must have forgotten to submit. He said to go check my account, and if my homework was indeed uploaded and the upload dates were before the due dates, he would accept it. So here's where the cheating began. He posted all the solutions to all the homework. When I left his office, I bolted home, began copying all the missing homework. Now, this was 2002, and there were a lot of bugs missing, safeguards with regard to school network. So I took a chance and changed my home PC date to the day before the assignment was due. Then I uploaded that assignment. The network logged the assignment upload date based on my PC date time, not the school networks. I did this for each assignment, missing a couple problems and assignments here and there. I went back to the teacher and he reviewed my account and dates, ended up with a B in the class. I actually had a friend who did something exactly like this with physics homework. And he did pretty much the same thing. And then the last one here. So I'm sitting in chemistry and our teacher hands out an insane exam. Like I go through every question trying to answer the ones I can, and I don't know a single one. So everyone starts finishing, turning in their test to the teacher's desk. I've written literally nothing. The bell rings and I think, bleep it. Just throw the test in my backpack and walk out with the class. Fast forward about a week and the teacher is passing back the exam, says to the class, everyone have their tests? I innocently raise my hand and tell her no, I have not gotten my test back. She starts looking everywhere, but for some reason just can't seem to find it. I let her know that the test was hard as heck. No way I could take it again. She agrees, tells me that if she can't find it, she'll replace the test grade with my most recent lab grade. 0 became a 97.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
And then an honorable mention here is I had a friend. So in 9th grade, I think it was like geography, we had to draw the world. And he drew the entire world all over his body. And the teacher didn't notice. So he was like lifting up his leg and stuff like that. Yeah, he
That's
passed.
funny.
So which one are they spot on, or which ones are the best?
I forgot the orders there.
I have to give it to the keychain brace
Yeah.
Scantron thing. I mean, the funny thing about it is most of these are Scantron related. It is just like now that is no longer a thing. So,
But don't they still ask A, B, C, and D questions?
no, there's like probably about 30% or less of them are ABC. Most of them are fill in the blank or constructed response.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. Even with computers these days, like, and the question I get asked will be jumbled compared to somebody else, so it's not really possible anymore. But
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was very, very intelligent to do that.
Yeah.
I-
I mean, the funny thing is I was putting myself in the teacher's spot. And if with that one and also the Dr. Pepper one, and in both instances, I'd be like, "Okay, put that on the floor or put the keychains in your pocket or whatever. Anything on the desk is just like, it's gone." So I'm sitting there thinking, that's just me. And that's just my natural instinct to like, not that I'm suspecting the kids to do that. Interesting cheating question occurred the other day. And I think this is going to be the future of cheating is the kids that know how to code, because I had to give a typing test and, the kids needed to do, working on just having the keys memorized. And so I'm sitting there watching them or whatever. And so I gave them a grade. And a little while later, one of the kids come over to me. He's like, "Look, Mr. Williams, I got this." And I looked at their typing speed. I go, "Well, that's not true." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I go, "You're in 5th grade and you can do 122 words a minute." I go, "I don't believe that. Sit down and show me." He goes, "But look at the score." I go, "Okay, I don't believe that. Do it in front of me." And the kid goes, and he hits a button and the HTML side screen pops up and he just goes, "This was my actual score." And I go, "That's what I thought."
That's funny. That's kind of how the scammers get people doing that. But I really like that one and the Dr. Pepper one. I also like the changing the school time, or like the computer, like the personal's computer time versus the school's time.
See, I have to lean the Dr. Pepper one because that was well thought out and he just had to use the information to pass. Wasn't like, yeah.
The funny thing about that is, like, I bet there's a lot of people, even me, I thought this was like, you could have spent that time studying.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is that I regretfully did was I wasn't like a test or anything. it was just like at the end of like the quarter or whatever, the teacher was like, Jeremy, you're missing a lot of assignments. It's like, go look in the no name basket and see if yours is in there, which I think one of them was, but I did grab a couple others that weren't mine and wrote my name on it. And yeah, I was like, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Poor other person that was impacted by that.
The best one that I ever did is I had a friend who was really, really good at school. And of course, I had really bad ADD. So in physics, the same kid, well, not the same kid that cheated. He did his own thing. But I sat next to the smartest kid in the class. So in the final, I literally just copied his entire test because it was really easy to cheat off of him. And I ended up getting a B while my friend got a B-, and he was so mad because he knew that I just cheated the entire trimester because I went to Brighton, so they had trimesters. But
I don't think I ever have cheated on a test. I don't think. Maybe I have.
I was too good at cheating.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I like my winner though still is I think the keychain for creativity.
Fisticuffs.
we're fighting in a store.
So this week
in a store.
for Fisty-Cuffs, we are going to fight each other. We're going to return to that venue or whatever that style of fighting. But we're going to be located in a grocery store. Just a grocery store, not with anything else. No clothing, no furniture, no guns, no nothing like that. None of those stores.
So we're buck naked fighting each other.
We're wearing clothes. But we're going to be drafting items in a grocery store. So I guess I'm first. I didn't think of this.
So just out of curiosity, Utah grocery store or grocery store anywhere else?
Yeah, grocery store anywhere else as well as Utah, whatever.
Okay.
I know where you're going with that.
I don't.
I mean, those options are available, I feel like, in different ways.
Yeah, but there's more dangerous things you could do with a non-Utah grocery store.
Yeah. Anywho, I am going to... Oh, my gosh. So we're only essentially drafting food. Let's just...
Okay.
Like food and beverages kind of stuff.
Okay.
I am going to draft... I'm trying to think of something I could hurt you guys with. All right. I'm just going to go with a 12-pack of soda.
Okay.
So are you going to use them to like chuck at
Yeah.
us?
I'm going to just... Yeah, I got to put it in my teeth and go... Just kidding. No, that would ruin out the density of it. So I'm just going to just chuck it at you.
Okay. I'm going to take the wine section.
Do you just take wine bottles?
Yeah. And I'm going to make Molotov cocktails and just burn this baby down.
So I guess with your second option, you're going to have to choose matches. And with your other option, you're going to have to choose toilet paper or something like that.
I'll use my shirt. So one
It's
down.
slowly coming together.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So since I have the wheel, I am going to choose, because I'm going to get right up on you. I am going to choose one of those big, gigantic hams, and I'm going to use it to like sledge you over the head with. But
I thought of that earlier when we were talking about this, and I just
Oh.
completely right over my head.
however,
Frowny face.
you ask how I could possibly do that because you might see me coming. My other pick for the wheel pick is coffee grounds. I'm going to be chucking those things at your eyeballs.
You give me what, one at a time, or just handful?
A handful.
Okay.
Just the one gets in right. Like,
What are the odds?
I'm really good at throwing one coffee ground.
Okay.
So your first pick was like a thing of ham, right?
A big thing, a big like ham thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what to call those. Big ham thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Taylor, you're back on.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of those, like, you know those lighters that you hit and it's like a good torch.
But we're only picking food here, as I stated at the beginning.
Oh, balls!
He wasn't listening. He was already making his Molotov cocktails while not listening.
Well, fine. I'll just hit you guys. I'll still beat you over with a wine bottle.
Yeah, that's true. Those are pretty.
Yeah, that's where I thought. Yeah, that's where you were going, right, Brett?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. So food. I'm going to take a live lobster.
All right.
And I'm going to throw that at you.
This is for Mr. Krabs.
Are you gonna take off the?
Oh, I'm
the
taking off
pinchers,
the rubber
little
bands.
bands?
That'd be so
When
funny.
that
He
thing
takes
hit-
off. He takes off the rubber
And it
band,
just
and now
attacks me.
now it's stuck to him. It's just like, ow,
Uh,
this backfired. How could this? Who could have possibly foreseen this?
Yeah.
I'm wasting my first round pick here. I wasted that one, so now I got to really come up with something good. I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I think of a grocery store, I always walk through it mentally in my mind. Like, okay, I'm going down that aisle. Okay, nothing there. It's how I determine if I need anything at the store. I just walk through it in my mind.
That's a good.
You're very methodical.
It's my mind palace, as they call it.
But it's only good for grocery shopping.
Exactly.
It's like, Jeremy, what about? Why didn't you pick up that? That wasn't at the grocery store. My mind palace.
They were out of stock.
Oh my gosh. All I can think of is things I can chuck at you guys. And that's like it. I want something like a melee weapon. But Taylor has 2 melee weapons, wine bottle and live lobster. Brett has a melee weapon with a ham, and then you have a chucking weapon with the ground coffee. And I just have throwing with soda. I mean, it's funny, comically in my head, like a baguette keeps coming to my head, but I was like, that's not gonna work. And it just breaks.
Breaks in half. It's just
I'm
like,
do you have any
Hey.
cheese?
I'm sitting there. I get hit in the head. I'm like, he's like, what do you think about that? I'm like, just slightly annoyed.
I'm irked. You have irked me.
What is there that can possibly? Okay, you know what? Okay, I got it. I got my melee weapon, a salami stick, like one of those really big ones. I don't know if it's salami, but those meat sticks.
Okay.
Okay,
He takes a Slim Jim.
not that slim. I knew as soon as I said
Step into a
meat
Slim
stick.
Jim.
Yeah, that's how he busts into the door. Step into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
You know, that'd be
Okay.
the problem if you bit into these, you started eating them instead of using them as weapons. All right, I forget. I have a wheel here. So, man, I just don't feel like there's a lot of violent food.
Next time you go to grocery shopping, I want you to put me and Taylor in the group chat and be like, I just found some violent food I could use.
You know what would be good? Okay, here's one. I'm gonna go with the big. I think it's a gallon of ice cream
Oh man.
with the handle,
Uh-huh.
and then I can swing it around.
Oh, okay.
and
That's
it
not
can
what I
either-
was going to use it for.
Or they can either
Yeah.
throw it or it can hit you with it. What are you gonna use it for? I'm just curious.
I was
We
go-
can't let you know. We're
Well-
fighting you.
Well, I can't take ice cream anymore because he got it. So I was going to use it for is I was going to like leave it out to kind of get it like semi-thawed, and then I was just going to like put like a
Yeah.
little patch of ice cream, and so I'd be throwing my coffee grounds at you, and you know you're sitting there fighting off. Little do you know, right behind you is like this thick old strip of like
Oh.
ice cream. You slip and fall. I take my club of ham and I beat you.
So you're gonna Home Alone me, kind
Yes,
of.
I was.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Okay. I like that pick. I have a salami stick and a gallon of ice cream, and just and then I pull out the cans and just chuck them.
Wait.
Even
did-
after he just gave you a brilliant idea, you're
Yeah,
still
no.
using it as a melee weapon.
No, I'm not gonna set it up as a trap.
Didn't in one of the Ninja Turtles movies Michelangelo use a salami thing as his nunchuck?
Yeah, he
number
did.
2.
Yeah. So-
Secret of the Ooze, baby.
I think I like number 2 more than the first one.
I don't. I'm pretty sure that's the same with me, but I can't recall any of them.
I love 1 and 2, and then 3 is just me.
I've actually never seen 3.
Three's the one that takes place in like Japan.
Yeah.
It's Turtles
Yeah.
in Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that one. I remember. Okay, Taylor, you're back up.
Okay, I'm going cartoon on you guys.
Ooh.
I'm
gonna
There's no Acme.
And there's no frying pans.
But there is bananas.
Bananas. Oh, so
You-
did Brett's ice cream thing throw that into your mind? Or
Well,
did you
I
already have
was going through multiple things, and the ice cream did come into my mind. And since you took it, I'm gonna take banana peels and I'm gonna lay them out.
You have to eat the bananas, get the banana peels out. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's how they do it in the cartoon.
There
They
you
they don't waste the bananas.
they
they
don't
eat
waste food.
every single thing.
And they just squeeze it and it
Oh,
pops
that's
out.
true. Wouldn't it be nice if bananas did that?
I know it
Yes.
would. But yeah, I'm just gonna put the bananas and the banana peels all over the floor.
Okay.
Good luck to getting to me.
All right. So I guess because I can't use my ice cream for that, I'm going to grab honey.
Oh, what are you going to do with honey, though?
I'm gonna pour it all over the floor.
But then we're going to be stuck to a floor.
And then I beat you with a hand.
But then we'll be stuck to the floor.
This kind of reminds me of Family Guy. He's like, oh, man, I spilled, what is it, my jam on my knees.
Oh yeah.
Fast animals, slow kids.
Yeah.
Okay, Brett, you got the wheel, so you have another one.
All right. So my other one is, so just in case my coffee grounds don't work, I'm going to get lemon juice.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to be squirting that in your eyes too.
Man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Mm. So this is the last pick, right?
Yep, this is it. This could be.
I mean, I had a better pick, but I don't know it exists in the form I want it. So I can't say it because I don't think it's a thing.
I'm going to take, you know what? I'm going to take a bunch of raw chicken too. I'm just going to mix it all together and throw it at you. And then it's going to be so gross and disgusting that you're going to be like,
I'll grab one of the chicken breasts and like lick it right in front of your face. And it'll just disgust you so much that you'll just pass out and just like drop to the floor. I give up. Don't do it again.
But Taylor,
I've been hit by raw chicken.
You're going to pick this up. You're going to pick this up and with your bare hands and mix it.
I'm at a grocery store. I can find something. Actually, I can grab it and throw it at you.
You're not going to be like, ew.
But like, can you imagine me being in a corner and then like to come and try and beat me? You have to go through raw chicken, banana peels, and like smushed bananas.
What are you hiding in a corner with
I'm
all
hiding
this stuff on the floor?
I'm hiding in a corner with my booze and I'm waiting
And your
for you to
lobster.
make a mistake.
What do you do? Where are you going to keep the lobster when you're waiting? Is it going to be like attached to your hip or your back?
I'm going to have a little front pocket and he's going to be sitting in there and just waiting, like going,
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready to go?
And then when you first look at me, he goes, and he's looking.
That's how he talks to you.
He's making like really awkward eye contact with you guys when you come at me.
Okay, boss, throw. Let's go.
Arms away.
And then I take my my ham thing and just like bat him back at you.
And he's like, it didn't work.
Try it again.
And I'm just like, just stay on my head. Wait for it. And then I'm fighting you guys and he jumps off and gouges your eyes out.
Ah!
Yeah, I totally won this. There's no way you guys are getting through my
You're a lobster.
lobster.
What if he gets into the booze? Your lobster.
He doesn't drink.
Oh, okay.
Gosh.
Non-alcoholic lobster.
Exactly.
That's just
Taylor just goes to the lobster tank. All right, guys, I got some wine. Who wants it? Everybody goes, oh, me. He's just like, hey, I'm not choosing you.
I get all the lobsters, so.
You can just go.
Oh, so in the middle of all the chicken, so I have Larry the lobster. He's in my pocket, and the rest of the lobsters are in the minefield of raw chicken.
Oh, they're just out there. Well, that makes sense because, like when we went crabbing, I mean, we used a ferret, but I mean, they can eat chicken. I'm sure. They're just out there and be like eating it up and waiting for their precious to come by, which is me and Brett.
Yeah, I totally won this. You guys are dead.
All right. I'm trying not to choose the one that's in my head, but it's like I can't think of anything else. So if we want slippery, then I'm going what's it called? I'm going cooking oil.
Oh.
That's actually a good one.
I was thinking about that.
So I was trying to think of something that could also be like Brett's coffee grounds. But I was like, what else out there can I throw that would hurt? And I couldn't think of anything.
The answer is live lobsters.
That's true. Because they just keep on giving.
So now I see that we're all just like waiting in certain areas of and no one ever comes
So
because we're all playing defensive.
Well, let's just think about this. So, okay, me with soda, salami stick, ice cream, and cooking oil. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of near-ish the frozen food section because the ice cream, the soda, I always feel is really close to that section. Meats, I don't know, cooking oil. Taylor, your wine bottles, live lobster, bananas, and raw chicken.
He's
I'm
by the meat section.
yeah,
Yeah.
by the meat produce section.
Yeah. And then Brett, you have the big ham thing, coffee grounds, honey, and lemon juice.
I'm around like the cereal section.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's fight.
Okay.
See, the funny thing is you guys have very defensive things. I feel as though I have a mixture of offensive and defensive, so I could come at you, and because your strategy is cartoon lobsters in real life.
You can train lobsters. I'm sure you can.
I only have one defensive, and that's cooking oil. I have a throwing, the soda, and I have 2 melees.
He's dying on the I'm not using the ice cream as defensive.
No, I am not. I'm not. I'm using it as offensive because how would you like to get hit by one of those gallon ice cream jugs that's frozen solid?
You'd have to see me first because the coffee grounds and the lemon juice are in your eyeballs.
And then
Should we just team up against Jeremy?
No.
And then I throw the lobster after the.
Then to finish me off, are you going to put honey in my eyes too to make sure that I
Exactly.
can't clean it
They're
out?
now sealed shut.
Yeah. And then he says, I know what you did. Or you know what you did.
And then
You jack wagon.
Jack wagon.
Meanwhile, I'm over in the corner. Hi, Larry.
Larry, he's your like evil cat kind of thing. Just good Larry.
I don't think I could stand looking at a lobster that close. They're so creepy.
So I'm basically living in cartoon land.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the section of the grocery store.
But I just want to see how raw chicken feeds into
That would be so
cartoon
funny.
land.
So mentally, he's in cartoon land where he's petting it, but like in reality, they're all over him.
That'd be so funny to have like a psychedelic thing, like a movie or TV show where somebody thinks that they're in a cartoon world when in reality they're in the real world like that.
Yeah.
Hit somebody with a frying pan, it actually kills them.
I like my chances though in real life.
All right. Now it's on to our recommendation. Well, my recommendation this week, last night I watched the Chip and Dale movie. And I highly recommend it. It is funny for adults, like especially if you grew up during that time era of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
It is hysterical, and not only that, you get to, because Disney made it, obviously, because they own it. But now they own everything, right? So they've brought in everything into that movie. Everything's in the fold, and it's like they don't use it like abusively, like to the point where you're like, this is annoying that they're bringing this in and you have to look in the background and you start going, oh, there's that show. Oh, there's that show. So not only is it humorous because it's Andy Samberg as Dale and John Mulaney as Chip,
You have Seth Rogen in there.
and then Will Arnett.
Oh, Will Arnett's in there too?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. This is a must.
It was
must-watch
funny.
now.
There was some really good, and I was the only one laughing with my wife and my daughter, but I was laughing pretty hard at a lot of the jokes. I was like, this is funny.
See, I've struggled with. I saw the preview for it. I'm into it, but the thing that annoys me is, why can't we just get voice actors? Why do we have to have celebrity actors?
That's true.
Why can't Chip and Dale just be what draws people in? It's not like, oh, Andy Samberg is
Mhm.
this. I would rather have a more accurate Chip and Dale classic. I mean, if they're trying to get to the classic thing, and according to what I saw on the preview, the trailer, they use the Rescue Rangers from the 90s as their premise, and then now we have these not connected voices, and so
Oh, they connect the dots there.
okay.
So I'll just give you, because they tell it pretty quick. Oh, you don't want to know why they have different voices?
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I would highly recommend if you not watch the trailer, because there are some jokes that would land a lot better if you didn't know that they were kind of coming. But there was plenty of jokes that are not mentioned in the trailer,
That's good.
and it's a funny premise. It is a very well thought out premise. I feel like, I mean, as far as like not the caper, but the obviously they're being Chip and Dale, they're investigating something
Mm-hmm.
that is, obviously not too difficult to figure out who's behind it.
Okay. Cool. I will have to get my 1 month of Disney Plus now that my summer is getting ready to start next week.
And you got The Mandalorian. And Taylor wasn't here for me to highly recommend the Boba Fett. I loved Boba Fett. I loved it from beginning to end, except for one part. And that was when Grogu was reintroduced into that story. I was like, this is the most boring part.
I wish the listeners could see Taylor's face.
Yeah, he's constipated.
It's okay. You're wrong, but
I don't see how it wasn't entertaining at all. Like, I enjoyed the whole story.
oh, did you enjoy the slowest chase scene in the history of cinematic
What chase scene?
ever? With the stupid little gang and their like little Vespas.
Oh, that was weird that they did Vespas, but otherwise, I didn't really remember it being that long.
Boba Fett is filled with really, really stupid things and really, really cool things.
Yep, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And then I like how also, I don't think this is a spoiler. I think it's something we'll look forward to. How Boba Fett story was taken over 100% by the Mandalorian. Like at the last 2 episodes.
Well, yeah, because they had to redeem it because it was sucking so bad.
I mean, there definitely was not a lot there after they took care of his backstory.
But yeah, no, there's, like I said, there's a lot of good things and a lot of really bad things in that show. Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. My recommendation is for Paramount Plus not to screw up the next episode of Halo.
I've heard from what I've seen on some of the reviewers on YouTube that that's not possible. That's what I've heard.
It's not possible for them to
not screw it up.
At the end of this last episode, they have a chance. I don't think they'll do it, but they have a chance to totally redeem the series. And if they don't do it, I'm going to be pissed.
See, I'm not fully caught up, but I mean, I agree with you that the one episode where it takes place in his homeland was really boring. Otherwise, it was all right.
Like just the pacing a lot of the times just so bad. But
so is it true that each episode costs $10 million to make? That's what I heard. That all the episodes combined are $100 million.
Well,
I mean, probably in CGI.
Like there's a few of the scenes where, well, a few episodes where they do nothing. So I'm pretty sure that went all to the actors. I don't know. But there are a lot, like this latest episode, there was a really, really cool battle scene. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, the first episode had the coolest battle scene that I've seen to this point.
Yeah, and then nothing happens until this episode. Well, episode 5, something happens too. So I think they're episode 9, and there's been like 3 battles. So
nice.
So yeah, I mean, Paramount Plus, I know that it's already been recorded, but I'm just hoping that they do what I hope that they do, which they won't.
Well, I mean, the creators of the TV series have come out and admitted that they've never played a single second of the game and know nothing about the backstory.
That's so dumb.
I know.
Why?
Especially with the originals. I mean, lately, the Halo games, yeah. That's another rabbit hole for another time.
Yep.
Let's get out of here.
All right. So my recommendation is go to the comic book store and buy old comics. Like I just decided to pick up some stuff from like the mid 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s, and just randomly just reading stories. And not only are they fun, but they have the classic ads, like the Milk Mustache ad. They have Super Nintendo ads. It's just,
that's cool.
It's so nostalgic. I'm like, this just makes me happy.
Oh yeah, there's a guy on YouTube that I found. He goes to like garage sales and stuff, and he looks for like old video games and stuff like that. And when he pulls out like Game Boys and like Game Boy games, I'm like, that's so cool. Yeah, I wish I had that.
I follow a guy on TikTok who restores old video games and in consoles, and I don't know why, but it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know if I could read super old ones because I don't know.
They're very wordy.
Yes.
So like in the to me 80s comics are really hard to read because they are so wordy. And the further back you get, it's even more wordy, so it's hard. But I just love it's more simplistic. Like, what is it? Nowadays, the comic stories they're really trying to deconstruct characters. Oh, well, the reason why that, this happened is because at one point in time, of course, Bruce Wayne's parents were killed, But then, like one time, Alfred left him alone, and he was sad, and so that's why he like nearly beat like the Riddler to death and stuff like that. It's like stop deconstructing
Yeah.
stories. Like stop deconstructing people. Let's just have a fun story, an action adventure story that either takes multiple parts or can be wrapped up in one comic. Like we don't need to reconstruct these things and like psychologically analyze every single last aspect of things.
Were comics in the 80s and 90s like baseball cards where they just mass produced them and
Well, I mean,
they're not worth very much?
yeah, because you could, and the reason why a lot of the ones from the 40s and 50s and 60s are worth so much is because they constantly recommended, especially during the war, to recycle your comics so that they got pulped. So that's why not only are they old, but they're few and far between because you did your patriotic duty by recycling all of this thing that you read once.
Do you have a recommendation on, because I've been thinking about this recently, a
Where
good
to start?
no, a digital platform to read comic books from? Because I really just the other day I was thinking I don't really have a favorite superhero like at all. I enjoy lots of superheroes, but there's not a favorite. Like I'm like I would like to learn more about these superheroes. Like
I think
because
you should start with Aquaman
why is that?
because you would love him. He's a great superhero. Everybody loves him.
Everybody loves him.
He in no way sucks.
You say that, and you're basically describing what the comic industry has been doing with Captain Marvel for the past 20 years.
We all know how I feel about Captain Marvel.
So I guess my recommendation for that would be try I know Marvel has a comic
theirs,
subscription or whatever,
and DC has theirs.
and DC has theirs. The hardest part about it is like, I have Comixology, which is great, except when or Amazon completely took it over. Now it's like garbage. But like it's so interesting because sometimes they will just let certain things be out for free for part of your subscription. And like I have 50 of them all saved, and they've since made those free. So they're still free for me until I return them.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. Yeah. I need to find out. And maybe I'll just go back and forth and do what people do with Netflix and Hulu. They'll like 1 month on this, 1 month on that. And I'll just do DC and Marvel back and forth.
I've also thought about doing like this where they send you the comics, like the subscription service there. But I already read way too much. So
I don't read enough.
I'm always reading articles. Yeah, I guess I should replace my roaming the YouTube for something else.
All right.
Get out of here. Get.